back to the channel. Special one. I think this is another shoe that Puma have put out there that's might be a sleeper, but it's very, very good, and I'll get straight into it right now. This box, earth tones, colour wise, I love it. Waves, clouds on the top half with Breanna Stewart's logo, and on the back there some kind of plants and things, so very nicely designed. The shoe itself is another banger from Puma. They keep hitting it out of the park. You know, like, it all started with the Clyde Court, then we had the Clyde Hardwood, and then we had the Clyde All Pro. It kind of went a little bit quiet for a while. There was one or two that came out that were okay, but nothing fantastic. And then the other week they released the All Pro Nitro PE edition for Scoot Henderson. The video for that is on my channel, and it's great. It really is. It's not as good as the All Pro, but it's just there. This is really good as well. So to start off with, traction. We've got a really nice similar pattern to the Puma Stewie 1, kind of like segmented, if you will. A little bit of herringbone at the top half. These little circular radial waves that we see on the box, and then we've got this kind of almost like leaves, it looks like, kind of similar to the back of the box as well. A little bit of shaving off a weight there with a little gaps in there. A little bit of compression space. Got humble and hungry on the outrigger, and we've got the silhouette of the Breanna Stewart's logo as well as the Puma logo. Again, keeping up with the theme of the Puma Stewie 1. The traction actually rides up round here on the medial side, so any kind of toe dragging anything gets some traction. And then again, the outrigger on this one. This one to me seems a little bit slimmer on the forefoot. I've got the Puma Stewie 1 here, and it did feel, it's not a bad thing, but it did feel a little bit clumpy on the forefoot. Definitely felt a bit heavier on feet. These ones are definitely lighter. So nothing bad against the Stewie 1. I thought it was a great performer as well. However, the actual shoe itself, yeah, there's definitely a bit more weight to it. The outsole itself goes right round to the back here, and then we get this TPU. Now it's got the Breanna Stewart logo on the back there, and it says warning. I'm not entirely sure why it says that. However, again, nice colour scheme, fits in well. So this shoe, being a little bit slimmer, has definitely got more going for it in a couple other ways. The fact that it's slimmer, it feels a little bit more one-to-one fit, and that's the first thing that I noticed. It felt more skin-like on your foot rather than feeling that you've got this dead weight. That was one of the things. It wasn't a bad thing, but it was definitely something you could, yeah, a wee bit unhappy with that. The one thing that they've improved on is this nitro foam. Right away, to touch that, it's very soft. A lot more responsive than the Fusion Nitro Spectra. On this one here, it's a lot more dense. You know, you can push it in, but there's not much kind of give. This one, the newer model, it's a lot more softer. You can definitely feel the difference with that, which is nice, and certainly on foot you can feel the difference. Moving up onto the upper. So this is an interesting material they've used. It doesn't state anywhere that it's anything similar to like the Matrix Evo Tech from the Clyde All Pro or anything. However, they have infused power tape, and I believe the power tape is this blue area, this kind of sea blue colour. The thing that really stands out to me about this upper is that it's soft, and it's almost as if it's broken already right out of the box. That was what they've done extremely well with the Clyde All Pro. And this colourway, it's like an engineered mesh with the ruby red, so it's going to be interesting to see what other colourways are going to have moving forward. So that's the first thing about this. The second thing is that this power tape is where the laces actually go through. So that is a very strong material, as well as having the power tape on there, so that the laces, you can really put a lot of power behind trying to get the lockdown you need. Drives you back into the back of the foot. and then you're just kind of cradled in by this heel counter. Now, Breanna Stewart did have an Achilles injury. We see this on the Stewie one with the little nod to it with the stitching logo. So this is actually riding higher. Now you can clearly see the two. It's just that little bit higher. You can see that there. Not a massive problem, because when it's actually on foot it makes sense. It does feel comfortable. It doesn't feel like it's interfering in any way. That's a bonus, because I'm not a big fan of mids or highs. So that's good. The other thing is that they've taken the time to embroider the Puma logo. Nice touch. No fuse, no EM mesh. They've actually taken the time to, this upper has been one piece and then it's been stitched on the back there. Very impressed. The material itself, like I say, is like almost like kind of broken in, but it's almost like a very hardware material to touch, you know. It's got that little bit of a substance to it, shall we say. So I think it's going to stand the test of time quite well. We've got these cable loops that go right to the footbed, and again these were on the Stewie 1. Now looking at the Stewie 1, it looks as if there's actually an extra lace loop, or they've just moved it down entirely. Again, this is something we've seen with the Nitro All Pro as well as the Clyde hardwood. From a design aspect, they've carried it on here as well, that the laces are actually further down. Now, you could make the case for some sort of lateral containment here, which we have spoke about in previous basketball shoes, and it's something you see a lot of. However, by moving the laces down and having that extra lace loop with the cable running right down to the footbed, when you actually pull the laces tight, you're actually getting that lockdown. Combine that with the tongue starting up here, nice touch. And again, it's something that Puma have been doing quite a lot of. Puma Stewie 1, Clyde hardwood, and again the Nitro All Pro. So they're clearly onto something, and it's something that does work very, very well. So overall, the upper is very, very nice. The last thing to mention about the upper is that this shoe has a sock liner inside it. So don't feel that when you put your foot in there, your foot's going to be rubbing off the harder wearing material. There's something nice and cushioned in there as well. It does get a little bit narrow in the front. I did go true to size, like I did with this one, and it fit absolutely fine. However, because this one is a little bit slimmer, it's worth mentioning, just the same as that one. The tongue itself, Breanna Stewart's logo embroidered in there, and the tongue reasonably padded. Haven't scrimped too much on that. And the inside, you get Breanna Stewart's logo and the Puma logo, and on the medial side, quite a heavy Puma logo being stitched in there. That's quite some size. On this side, we've obviously only got the kind of the silhouette of the outline of it, but the medial side, that's quite a lot amount of stitching that's went into that. I think this shoe is onto something, because Puma have steadily evolved their product, and they've obviously been having to create budget models, maybe mid-level, but when they actually take the best of all their technology, this is what we get, and it's fantastic. It really is. The Clyde All Pro, fantastic. All Pro Nitro, excellent. And now we have the Breanna Stewart 2. Now, although this isn't anything All Pro or anything, it feels like it, and I'm pretty confident it's going to play like it, because this was a very good performance as well, and it feels better. So now we have a dilemma on our hands. Is this going to be shoe of the year? Is it going to be one of the ones in the conversation? I'm pretty confident it's going to be up there, definitely. It's just very different compared to any of the other basketball shoes in the market that I've tried so far. So I think it's definitely onto something, and it feels very, very comfortable. I wore this to the gym today. I was very eager to see how it felt and give it that opportunity of just being able to break in, and I'm very impressed. How it feels on foot, it feels relatively light. It doesn't feel very noticeable, shall we say. And that upper, very good. I think the thing that appeals to me about this shoe more than anything is the aesthetic, the silhouette of it. It's got a very, very nice way about it. I can't really put my finger on it. I think it might be the flow, the colour scheme, and I think this whole Earth kind of theme that Breanna Stewart has chose to go with in this colourway really kind of appeals. So yeah, I'm very impressed, very pleased. I'm very happy for Breanna Stewart as well, because I think the first model didn't really get maybe the attention it deserved, but I was a big fan of it, and I found it to be very comfortable, adequate impact protection, solid lockdown, nice breathable materials. Yeah, I liked it. However, when you compare it to this, it's a shame, because it makes that one feel a little bit dated, and it's not. It's still a relevant basketball shoe, and it's one I'll continue to wear. So if you're thinking about getting a Puma Stewie 2, and if it's between this one or the ruby red, I would highly recommend this one. If you want to hold off and wait for other colours to come out, then by all means do that. But I think from my experience with engineered mesh, if you can go with this kind of textile approach, definitely go in that direction. Very similar to the Clyde All Pro, and the way it feels on foot, it's a very, very close with the All Pro Nitro, and this, I think they two are going to be up there for shoe of the year, because that All Pro Nitro that's a banger as well. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you've not subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe, but most importantly, please like the video, help the algorithm and all that. If you've got any questions, any comments you want to make, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Until next time.